What's up everyone, this is CyberKnight 8610, and today we're going to be talking about Galactic OverLord. This is going to be kind of a review and kind of to help people decide whether they should go ahead and pre-order Galactic OverLord or not. We still don't know the exclusives yet, the OCG or TCG exclusives, so that might make it or break it for some people as well. And I will have a separate video on that whenever all those are announced, so hopefully there's going to be some really interesting cards that will be announced like that. I'm hoping for some more hero monsters. That'd be really awesome. Anyway, though, we're going to talk about all the new art types that are in this set, and maybe it will help some people out on the review. Alright, so yeah. First off, let's talk about the Holy Mark Dragons, or the Hieroglyphic Dragons for us in the TCG, because of course the name always has changed for censoring. They're a really interesting new art type. I've been trying them out on Duel Network. They're a lot of fun to use. I believe I have even a duel using them. I plan to have more duels using them as well, because they are really fun to use. Anyway, though, they're art type based on dragons that contribute each other to bring out really strong dragons really easy. I mean, you can get the high-level dragons out really easy and go for high-level Xyz monsters, as well as they have some really nice abilities when they are attributed. So yeah, it's a really cool art type. As you can see, I got the card that searches on there, and I also got the main one, which is a Hieroglyphic God Dragon Indin, I believe that's how it's pronounced. Anyway, it requires 2 level 8 monsters, and once per turn you can attach an Xyz material from this card and tribute any number of monsters you control or in your hand and destroy cards in the field equal to the number of monsters tributed. So yeah, this effect is really nice because of course you're destroying monsters, and plus when you tribute monsters, of course their effects activate. So it's kind of one of those things where you also get the effects of your monsters that you're tributing, so it's not like they're just going away. So it's a really nice ability. I mean, it has 3000 attack as well, so and it looks really awesome. I mean, the artwork looks like a really awesome looking dragon. It kind of looks like that the ball form of the Holy Mark Dragon, like unfolded or whatever, like it transforms, sort of like Raw or something. So yeah, though, it's a really interesting new card. I can't wait until these are released for the TCG. I think they're going to be a lot of fun to use. And also the other Xyz monster, which I didn't get, of course, and it's not in front of you guys, and that is Hieroglyphic Dragon King Optimus. It's another cool looking card. It is a rank 2. I'm still not used to that for some reason. It requires 2 level 6 Dragon type monsters to Xyz summon, and once per turn you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card to special summon a dragon type from your deck, and the attack and defense are 0, and you cannot declare an attack the turn you activate this effect. It's an interesting effect. You know, you could use this for Xyz summoning, because that's also what the Hieroglyphic Dragons can do, as they bring out the normal monsters that are high levels and use it for Xyz summonings and stuff. So yeah, it's not that bad of an effect. Really interesting card. I believe it's the higher dollar Xyz monster as well. And yeah, I can't wait until they're both released. I think Hieroglyphic Dragons are going to be a lot of fun to use. Another new art type that we have now is the Light Ray monsters. They're really interesting. They're kind of the light counterparts to some other monsters we've seen before. As you can see, we have, let's see, Sorcerer, Duelist, Gearfried, and Diablos, which is really cool to see them in this artwork. The artwork's pretty amazing. I mean, with the white and blue like that, it looks really nice. The main one, though, that everyone's most excited about, I believe, of the Light Rays is Light Ray Sorcerer. I mean, as you can tell, it's another version of Chaos Sorcerer that's a light form. Anyway, though, it is a level 6, and it has 2300 attack, 2000 defense, and its effect is it cannot be normal summon or set. It must be special summoned from your hand when you have 3 or more banished light monsters. And cannot be special summoned by other ways. Once per turn, you can shuffle 1 of your banished light monsters into the deck to target 1 face-up monster on the field, banish that target, and it cannot attack during the turn you activate this effect. So yeah, as you can tell, it's a lot like Chaos Sorcerer in its effect. It's not as good as Chaos Sorcerer, of course, in my opinion, but it's still an interesting idea. You know, this might be able to help out fairy decks, because since they got hit pretty hard, this could help them, you know, because you could use the Mystical Shine Balls and Master Hyperion to really work together to use this. So yeah, I mean, it could be something that could help out the Ancients. Hopefully it does, because I know a lot of Ancient players are discouraged because of the new ban list. So yeah, that's really the main one that's only worth talking about, because the others are interesting, but I don't think they're going to see any kind of competitive play, unfortunately. Also, like any new set, we have some new Xyz monsters. I got 2 of the Xyz monsters right here that I want to talk about, of course. There are 2 others that I did not get from my box, but we'll go ahead and talk about them as well. First off, let's talk about Fauna Butterfly Assassin, which is right here, of course. And it's, of course, rank 4, so it's easy to bring out because it just needs 2 level 4 monsters. Its effect is, though, you can detach an Xyz and then change the defense position monster in your opponent's side of the field to attack, and then decrease its attack by 600. Not that bad, really. I mean, its attack is 2,100. Like I said, it's not going to be too hard to bring out, and I can see this card actually being used. I mean, it's not that bad. Another one, which is the other Xyz, as you can see right there, is number 25, Full Metal Photoglide Focus Force. Good grief. Try saying that 5 times fast. Anyway, it's a really interesting new numbers monster. I don't think it's going to see much play, but I figured we'd go ahead and talk about it anyway, because of course it's a numbers. It requires 2 level 6 monsters to XC summon, and once per turn, during either player's turn, you can attach an XC material from this card to target one level 5 or higher monster your opponent controls. Its effects are negated till the end of the turn. It's an interesting card like that, and it might come in handy in certain situations, but if it worked on any card besides just specific level, I think it would be way more usable. And I just don't know if many people are going to go and get rid of 2 level 6s for a card like this, but who knows? I mean, it's really interesting though, and I do like the artwork of it. The other two, though, I did not get these from my box, unfortunately, are Photon Street Bouncer. It's a really cool card. I've seen a lot of people use it lately on Dual Network stuff. It is another one that requires 2 level 6 monsters, and it has a 2,700 attack, so of course it has a little bit stronger than, of course, the numbers monster. Its effect is once per turn when a monster your opponent controls activates its effect, you can attach 1 XC material from this card, negate the effect, and inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. Not that bad of a card, really. I mean, this would be the card I would go for instead of the number 25. But yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, you could see people using that. Of course, one of my friends used it in a Gishki deck because they can bring out level 6. It's really easy with rituals, and able to XC summon that against me, and it was a mean card to go against. So yeah, I can see it being used, actually. Number 32 is the other numbers. Of course, I did not get that one either, but we're going to go ahead and talk about it real quick. It's another one of those that is a rank 4 that requires 3 level 4 monsters to XC summon into it. Once per turn, it destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard. You can detach an XC from it, and then you can special summon that destroyed monster from the graveyard to your opponent's side of the field with its attack reduced by 1,000, and this card can attack it a second time. So yeah, that's actually a pretty evil effect. I mean, it has 2,800 attack too, which is way nicer in some ways than some of the other XCs that we've seen that require 3 level 4s. I mean, it's nice how it has a lot better attack, of course, than like Illuminite, because unfortunately Illuminite didn't have the best stats. It had alright for back then, but now this one has a lot stronger, and even better in Shock Ruler, in my opinion. So I think this one, if any of the cards like that would be used, this would be the one, because it has a really evil effect, and it has the attack boost. Of course, there are some other random cards of the set that we are getting some more Insector cards for people that like Insectors. I did get the new XC monsters. Thought I would talk about that real quick. It requires 2 level 5 Insect monsters, and once per turn, you can detach 1 XC material from this card to target 1 monster your opponent controls, or in your opponent's graveyard. Equip it to this card, and this card gains attack and defense equal to half of that equipped card's attack and defense, respectively. So yeah, not that bad. It has 800 attack and 800 defense. I could see this maybe coming in handy for them. I don't know. I mean, I kind of like the artwork of it. It kind of reminds me of some kind of Digimon or something. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of a cool card, especially in Ultimate. It looks really nice. Another one that I kind of want to talk about, just because it's kind of a funny random card, and that is, of course, Roaring Express Train Rocket Arrow, which is right here. It's a card that actually has 5,000 attack and 0 defense, which is really funny, and being level 10. Its effect is it cannot be normal summoned or set. It must be special summoned by your hand by controlling no cards, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn this card is special summoned, and while this card is face up on the field, you cannot activate or set cards. During each year, standby phases, send all cards from your hand to the graveyard or destroy this card. It's a really interesting card. You could tell that it was mainly meant for XC summoning high rank monsters like Canon Gustav, which will be coming out hopefully pretty soon. So yeah, not that bad of a card. I think it's just kind of a funny one, because of that 5,000 attack. Like that. So yeah, and I guess the main card everyone was talking about, of course, this is probably the most hyped card, which will probably be our next high dollar card. This will probably be the one that will be over $100. Our new Pot of Duality, I guess you could say, Card Car D. I got 2 of them from my box. I'm only showing 1 right now. It's a pretty good card. I mean, I kind of wonder if it might be a little overhyped, but we'll have to see. Let's see. Its effects is really the only thing that matters on it, and that is that it cannot be special summoned. During your main phase 1, if this card was normal summoned, during this turn you contribute it to draw 2 cards. And enter your end phase instantly. Let's see, you cannot special summon monsters during this turn. So yeah, you can use it. A lot of people are comparing it to Pot of Greed. I don't think it's as good as Pot of Greed, of course, because you are still having to get rid of your normal summon. The thing is, it pretty much ends your turn completely after you use it. So yeah, that can be kind of a minus, but you are getting 2 cards for 1. A lot of people are really excited about this card. I don't really know what to think yet. I mean, I know a lot of the OCG are running 3 of these in just about everything though right now. I mean, it kind of seems like it's another duality. So yeah, we'll just have to see. Like I said, I really believe that this will end up being the next high dollar card. Will it be a splash ball in every deck? Not too sure. The OCG's been trying it out though, and evidently have great results. So yeah, I don't want to write it off too quickly, but yeah, I kind of wonder sometimes if it is overhyped. It kind of seems like that happens a lot these days, but we'll just have to see. Like I said, though, I really believe this, since everyone is hyping it up so much, that it will be over $100 really easy, especially it'll probably be a little cheaper around the sneak preview time, and then about the time when the pack actually comes out or so, maybe after a tournament or so, it'll reach the $100 mark, I'm sure. And reason I'm saying $100 too is because we can pretty much guarantee that this will be a secret rare. It was rare for the OCG in Japan, but more than likely, just because the way Konami does things, we can pretty much guarantee that this will be a secret rare, and it will be really, really expensive. So yeah, please tell me what you guys think, of course, of that card. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to be something that I plan to use in every deck. Of course, if it's a high-dollar card, I won't, because I don't like to use high-dollar cards like that in any of the decks I run, just because I don't have the money to spend like that. But yeah, though, please tell me what you guys think on that card. I know it's probably the most hyped card in the whole set. And now for our last XC monsters I want to talk about. First off, I did not get Neo Galaxia's Photon Dragon from the box, which really sucks because it's an interesting card to talk about. So we'll talk about it here in just a sec. That's the reason I'm showing the box again. First off, though, let's talk about Thunderclap Knight Gaia Dragoon, which is a really interesting card, one that I was really happy to get from my box. It is a, let's see, rank 7, and it requires 2 level 7 monsters to summon it. But this card is really different, though, in some ways. It is a Chaos XC monster, and I'll explain what I mean by that soon. It's sort of like Utopia Ray, and yeah, we'll see. Its effect is that you can also XC summon this card by using one face-up rank 5 or 6 XC monster you control as an XC material. The XC material monsters attached to that monster also become XC materials for this card. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage to your opponent. So that means even if the card is in defense, of course, they still get damage. The reason I call it Chaos XC, because Chaos XCs have the ability where you can just choose an XC monster on your side of the field and just put this card on top of it. And like I said, all the materials, including the XC monster you used, become the materials for this one. What's interesting about this card, though, is that it doesn't use the XC materials, though, at all. I mean, it will have, of course, best case scenario, it'll have 3 materials attached to it, but it does not use them, which is kind of an interesting thing. It's almost like it's more of a normal monster in some ways. So yeah, it's not like Utopia Ray and, you know, how they kind of depend more on the materials. It's a really interesting card, though. I mean, it's one I'm really excited about, and I believe it will be another one of the higher dollar cards in the set. I'm hoping that it's not going to be too hard to get, but I have a feeling it will be an ultra rare, or if we're lucky, super. But it was super for the OCG, which is Japan, of course, so I firmly believe that we are going to get it as an ultra, because it's usually a higher dollar over here for some reason. Not sure why. I guess we like to spend more money. Of course, the other card I'm sure everyone wants me to talk about is the Neo Galaxia's Photo Dragon. It's an interesting XC monster. I mean, it's kind of like the new Blue Eyes Ultimate, if you wanted to compare that. It is a rank 8 monster. It has 4,500 attack, 3,000 defense, and it requires 3 level 8 monsters to XC summon into it. When this card is XC summoned using a Galaxia's Photon Dragon as XC material, negate all effects of all face-up cards on the field. Once returned, you can detach one XC material from this card to detach all XC material monsters from that your opponent controls. And this turn, this card gains 5 attack for each XC material monster attached. And during the turn this battle phase, this card can attack equal to the number of XC materials detached by this effect. So if your opponent has XC monsters on their side of the field, you use its effect, you detach all their XC's materials, and then you get attached for each one, plus you get 500 attack for each one. Pretty much an OTK card. This card is really amazing. I can see this especially coming in handy with Photon decks. You might be able to summon it with other ways, you know, just by splashing in a Galaxia's Photon Dragon. I can't wait to see what people are going to try to use this card. I believe it might be one of the strongest cards we've seen on the cover card for a while now, so it is really interesting. It was another one that was really hyped when it was announced. Do I think it's really going to see a lot to play in the meta? I don't know, because really in the meta right now, of course, we're just Insectors, Windups, and Dino Rabbit. I couldn't think of that for a second. And really, I don't think you could bring out something like this in any of those or splash any of the Photon Dragons. But hopefully we'll see something new that could be competitive that can use this card. That would be really interesting. So yeah, of course, please tell me what you guys think about this whole set. Please tell me if you like this setup better than me pointing the camera at myself and talking, because that way you guys can see a higher quality view of the cards. And please tell me what you guys think about the set. Do you plan to get it? Do you plan not to? Like I said, we still don't know the exclusives yet. The exclusives could make or break it, really. I mean, you could have some exclusive that really makes you want to buy the whole set or not. Do I think it's case-worthy? Not really. I don't see this set really as being case-worthy. Of course, I have a hard time saying that any set really is case-worthy because I don't like spending that much money. On one set, anyway, like that. But yeah, I do suggest to get a box, of course, like any set of them. It's, you know, even if you're not interested really in many cards from the set, it's always good trade bait to get the cards you need. And yeah, I think there are a lot of great cards in here, especially the Thunderclap Knight Gaia Dragoon is one of my favorite cards of this set. Can't wait to use it, and I think it might come in handy in the future. So yeah, go ahead and try to get especially a Thunderclap Knight, because I think it will be one of the harder to get cards, especially during the sneak preview. So yeah, anyway, like I said, thanks for watching, guys, and please tell me if you like this new idea. And later, guys. Hey guys, this is CyberKnight8610. Thanks for watching my latest video. Please subscribe and check out my Facebook page to stay updated on everything Yugioh. Later, guys.